Previously on Follow the Leader.
Today we're playing This Town is Full of Monsters by Alex Samoylov. For those of you who are new to this game, here are the basics. This Town is Full of Monsters is a storytelling/role-playing game set in a smallish community beset by mysterious eldritch forces. There's always a town, there are always townsfolk, and somewhere, everywhere, perhaps in their hearts and minds, perhaps in the swamp or the woods, there are monsters, mysteries, and secrets.
So the town that we're going to be playing in is a little space portal town known as Concertus. It has a couple of locales that we have sussed out where major things happen. We have the fairgrounds, we have the space portal itself, sort of think like a Stargate sort of area. We have Metis and Nemesine, which is a shop belonging to one of the characters. We have the Monkey's Uncle, which is the local dive bar, the outskirts of town, and an area called the Gutted Plains outside the town.
Today I will be playing Vi Dumarche. They use no pronouns. You'll notice that I said they here. That's because I am playing two versions of Vi Dumarche today. Because if you will remember a few arcs back, Vi got, shattered? Sure, we'll call it that. Fragments of Vi exist across time now. So I am playing two versions of Vi. Neither version of Vi uses pronouns, but I may, if I'm speaking collectively about the Vi's, I will probably use they pronouns. It's they plural. Vi's profession is free, as in freedom, for the shadow version of Vi, and whatever the opposite of a soothsayer is for the living version of Vi.
I am once again playing Nezami Kazel. Uses any pronouns. Fae fair should be on the list of pronouns occasionally used. Profession is information broker / bookseller, because there are some things that can't be trusted to the digital. There is security in the physical.
I'm playing Sabriel Cohen. His profession is activist, leader, and scholar.
As you have probably guessed, I'll be playing Galador Inderwall. Blade's pronouns are Blade self pronouns. Blade's profession is weapon.
No, if Sabriel acknowledges anything that Vi just said, Vi is like, I need to leave.
Yeah. Nezmi will get up from the table. What if that's the moment where they notice living Cordelia?
Or living Vi.
Living Vi, my apologies.
Yes.
Look, I am who I am, and Nezmi who Nezmi is.
Nezmi and Vi both thinking about Cordelia just manifests her in the Monkey's Uncle.
Now I'm just thinking about fucking Cordelia and Soul meeting, and that's just a blast. Two leather jacket wearing lesbians causing shit.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
How does that Vi react?
You still you still can't get a good read on you can't clock anything about Vi. Well, Nezami gets pretty close. Nezami gets the eyebrow raise of interest. The I see what's happening here, because this is a fragment of Vi that split off from the rest, and the living Vi has sense memory of the party, but not actual memory. So Vi goes, oh, I know you, and I recognize myself hovering over your shoulder, or in your shadow, rather, for, spatial sake, so we don't have a repeat of the last incident. And it's let's see how this pans out,
And I think Nezami goes sleep, but before doing so, we'll slip a card onto the bar, for the shot.
Mm-hmm.
And just says, a drink for the patron in the corner. take that with it. And walks out.
We now return to your game already in progress.
I'm gonna give a marker. I'm gonna give a marker to the monkey's uncle.
Nice.
Nice.
Because I do not have to give a marker to a person.
Yep.
I can do whatever I want. Haha.
I just thought about something.
Mm.
What if one of Sabriel's eyes is constantly like blown out, like his eye's been dilated or something?
All eye shit in this house.
Every single person.
Is it always the right eye?
Yeah,
as
it's
well?
always the same one.
Yes.
We're gonna have to tell Zach that Cordelia's gotta have something happen to her right eye before the movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or during the movie. It's totally fine.
When you're right, you're right.
But anyways.
Anyway.
Whose turn is it?
Jade.
It's mine. Alrighty.
So we can skip ahead or behind or whatever we want here. Unless you want to do that meeting, because you can. We can just do that.
Yeah, but I don't think it's immediate. So,
Okay.
it's whenever it happens, it happens. I suppose it depends on how interested Living Vi is on following up on it.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have another idea for your scene?
I like to only like establishing a little bit about this is where I'm going to have to read it so I say it correctly, because I had to fucking use that as the name. Metis and Nemesis. So, because I hate myself. But I decided I had to. Yeah, I decided I needed to name Nezami's shop after fucking thought and memory because of who I am as a person. Well, knowledge and memory. So
let's hold off. Let's do some other shit.
Mm-hmm.
I can be patient.
Okay.
And I think a time gap here is good anyway. Or at least like I think a gap in between Shadow Vi and Living Vi is good here.
Mm. Then I think this is having that. So if we're not doing that meeting here, I just like this to be introducing this location, and there can be other stuff happening. But I suppose looking at all of these, I suppose this is a slice of life basically. But get to this small shop, and I definitely think this is on the. It's not in the heart at all. I think it's possibly fringe. So it's in that dicey area where it's hard to tell.
Yes.
And as they get there, and it's clearly night at this point, because it's got to be, because I said so, and it's my scene, and I get to frame it how I want. But as we get to this shop, and it's quite a normal looking storefront, but as well as like lifting up a security pad, like to do a key code, there's also and Vi would recognize like the sense of magical warding as well.
Yeah.
That has to not. It's less that it's being set. It's more like Vi picks up on it's being adjusted, so Vi's going to be able to get in. And after that, sort of like, and then the door opens, and it's looks like a normal kind of a bookshop. It's not very large, this shop front. There's shelves. There is other stuff that implies that you can get other things in here. And there's like a big, like maybe a key cutters or something like that. There's a large, or like a fabric shop. There's a large, like almost workbench instead of a till desk, where clearly books are repaired and things like that as well. Doesn't look like it gets a lot of business from the initial glance, but maybe it's just because people don't leave a trace here when they do.
Yeah.
And Nezumi will flick on a light so that there are shadows rather than it being like just the absence of anything.
Yeah.
I can only apologize for Sabriel.
I
wasn't expecting him to be there.
Well, it's not really their fault if they don't know what's going on. Extremely begrudgingly.
Yes, but it is their fault if they're going to insist on trying to look at things. That child, he's just inexplicably drawn to the most chaotic things and insists on looking at them. How his brain hasn't puddled out of his ears yet, I have no idea.
I can make that happen.
No.
I won't.
Gracious. Galador would be very upset.
Yes, and I suppose, for Galador's sake, I won't do it.
The thing about Blade is that Blade's perceptive enough to realize who would probably be the cause.
Well, yes, there's that. But there's the, I suppose, since Blade got me out of the facility.
Very grateful for that. It's good to have you back.
You get the sense that Vi is, like, perched on the counter.
And Nezumi leans against the counter very purposely, so if Vi were a person shape, Nezumi would have their back to Vi, but, like, next to Vi. If that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah.
Because knows not to look directly in the area where Vi probably is.
Yes.
Been far too quiet without you.
You seem to be well established here.
I knew some folks. As I usually do. Asked the right questions. Gave the right answers. And, couldn't stay in Santalais anymore. Which is really annoying because I liked that bar.
Is she still there?
No. Off hunting down a murderer.
It's odd to be where she isn't, but I suppose I can spend a little bit more time piecing myself together.
Maybe she'll run into another piece of you. I didn't know that there was another here.
Probably about the one of me that's the most whole, I suppose.
Well, that is good, right?
If it means corporeality, then yes. But I don't mind this.
Well, if I'm going to look into how to return essence to the self, sort of inclines the head towards the vagueness that is where Vi is, or where Vi's choosing to localize, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
If you want. But just existing, well, there's a limit to how satisfying it can be.
Right now I'm free, so I haven't reached that limit yet.
All right. Well, I should sleep, I guess.
Perhaps.
Hmm.
I'll keep an eye out. Just in case.
I think there's just this air of gratitude that neither of them can directly comment on because that's way too much like admitting having feelings.
Yeah, this is the I am feeling an emotion. I am also feeling an emotion. Narrator voice, the emotion was friendship, and neither of them had ever felt it before. I mean, it's ostensibly it's more than that, but Vi doesn't know that.
And I don't think Nezumi can conceptualize of that for Vi.
Yeah.
Because I wonder why Faye might be reluctant to acknowledge feelings for anybody, given that the last time that happened, gestures at all of that.
Gestures at all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, for sure. But this is like, Vi did this for Nezumi when, at the beginning, and Nezumi hasn't had this in a while. Nezumi hasn't had eyes in the back of Fairhead for a while, and it's like, oh, right, this is returning to some semblance of normalcy.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's, like, for all the wards and everything and all the security measures, this is an additional layer of security that Faye hasn't had for a while. And there is that air of, okay, maybe I can breathe a little deeper, let myself sleep a little longer.
Yeah, especially since the Vi is now slightly more present than Vi was before. So it's an even better security system. Haha.
Nice. Haha. Wicked.
Right.
And yeah, Esme will shut the light off and head. Because I made him look, Faye lives sort of either behind, in the back of, or above. I don't know how big this building is. That's not massively important.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there definitely is the big old sort of quasi ritual / Minority Report-esque room where Faye can do all their weird manipulating knowledge / digital information room. So, all right, and there, switches the light off, and I think the light clicking off is the end of the scene.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good button to the scene.
I would like to give the marker to Vi.
Okay.
Specifically, Shadow Vi.
I see.
So that's back to Sam?
God, okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was also just thinking about, like, if we were to represent what Sabriel sees when they catch a glimpse of Vi, like, in camera, quote unquote, as a quote-unquote cinematic visual, I think it would be like, you know, that sort of like dark, spooky SFX of like, you know, in Lord of the Rings when Frodo puts the ring on and it's all like, everything's just like a little bit like weird.
Yeah, it's that.
It's that.
It is very much that.
Yes. Perfect. Cool. I'm glad that we're on the same page about that.
That's very good.
Because I was like trying to think of like how to describe the visual that, I mean, like, I feel like Sabriel's view is kind of always like that in one eye. You know, he closes his other eye and he's just like sees that all the time, like he's just put on the ring. But like when they look at Vi specifically, it's like spooky. So he's like halfway in the astral plane and halfway not, and I kind of like to imagine that as like one eye is like seeing the astral plane or I almost said metaverse and then I said no, not that one. You know, just
the digital space, the mesh.
Yeah, the digital realm. He can like see like, ooh, that's actually kind of fun. Maybe he can like see the power lines, but not just maybe he can see Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I imagine that, you know, like on one hand, it's like this sort of bombardment of information that is like several levels at once. And then through his other eye, it's just kind of dark because it's nighttime.
Mm-hmm.
And does Galador have a place to stay yet? So Galador and Sabriel arrived at the same time on the same day, basically, which pretty cool coincidence.
Yeah.
Or intentional. And I think that
well, we have a splinter sect of the revolutionaries to put us up for the night if we need it.
Yes, true. So, yeah, let's say that we're hanging out with our little splinter group. So, yeah, we head out to, I imagine this is sort of a darker, like a nighttime scene. I did hear, August, what you said earlier, maybe off mic, about making sure that we're connecting these two groups and not just having two little separate teams that are doing two separate things, and I fully agree with that. Next turn maybe, because right now I do want to have one more scene with Galador.
Mm-hmm.
Would Sabriel see anything different about Galador with this sort of second sight?
I'm going to say, and stop me, Mac, if you feel like this is overstepping, but I'm going to say that there are probably some like almost oil slicks type smudges on Galador's back and near Galador's feet.
That is very good.
Nothing. I don't think it's anything that Sabriel would necessarily find disturbing, but it's one of those things that's just like, what's that?
Licks my thumb, tries to rub it off kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, you know, I don't think it's anything that Sabriel can necessarily interact with without expending some sort of astral energy or something like that, but it's just some residue.
Yeah. I think he tries, though. He's like, oh, you know, he goes, he tries to rub it off and goes, you know, you have some very interesting, let's say, gunk, metaphysically, smeared on you.
I traveled with my passenger for quite a while, and I'm not surprised that Vi left some sort of mark on me.
Vi, is that the name of your passenger?
Yes.
I see.
Vi was someone who is important to Nezumi, and I owed Mix-Kazel a debt. So I extracted Vi from somewhere that Vi did not need to be. And that's what brought me here. And the fact that I was able to both meet you and to discharge my debt at the same time is quite lucky.
Well, I'm very thankful for your luck, then. And mine. Your luck is also mine. Sabriel puts a hand over Galador's.
Galador, like, turns Blade's hand and, you know, kind of laces Blade's fingers with Sabriel's and says, actually, I don't think Galador says anything.
Sorry. Out of character, I'm just like dying. Very wide grin. God, I love romance. I don't think Sabriel says anything either then. I think Sabriel just, sorry, this is just another pure Smooch Town scene. I'm just really happy that they're together again.
You're allowed. That's why Smooch Country exists.
It's true. Smooch Country is just my favorite scene setting. And I think that Sabriel is also like, yes, over the course of my investigation into Lane's untimely demise, I may have caused myself some alteration. My senses are different.
Internally, Galador is thinking, I can't leave you for 5 minutes, can I?
No, you're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct. Yeah, no, that's the correct response.
But Blade does not say that aloud. Instead, Blade is just like, tell me that you're all right, and I'll believe you. But the way Mixclazel was talking leads me to believe that that's not the case.
I don't necessarily know that I can honestly tell you that.
All right.
But I'm better now that you're here.
And I'm going to inject like a moment of levity, and Galador is going to look Sabriel up and down for a second and be like, well, at least this explains why you look like shit.
Yes.
But I'm glad to see you're whole.
Yes. Whole and hearty and sound. As sound as I can be. And I'm glad to see that you're doing, well, if we're being honest, quite a bit better than me. All, rubs at the oil slick on his back. All stains aside.
Galador nods. I don't expect there to be any particularly lasting harm, but I won't say that traveling with an extra shadow was the most wonderful experience of my life.
Sounds fascinating, though. I'd love to hear more about it. I want, at the end of this, for Sabriel to do one sort of interesting thing that isn't just being all lovey-dovey, and I think he's going to expend a little bit of metaphysical energy to pluck this film off of Galador's back and put it in, like, one of those really tiny, like, vials, where, like, for anybody else it would just look like water's in there, or, like, saline or something, but, you know, to Sabriel's second sight, it's like this, like, oily surface on the water suddenly, or maybe just, like, a piece of, like, just, like, a thin film.
Mm-hmm. Galador's eye kind of widens, looking at it.
He shakes it. Doesn't do anything. And then he pockets it. And that's scene.
Across the... I am going to add a minor detail
Yes,
of levity here. Across town, Vi kind of, like, shudders, like Vi just got rattled around a little bit.
Because they shook the jar?
Yeah, because you shook the fucking jar.
I was trying to see if it would mix in with the saline. It would dissolve or something.
No, because the components of an actual not dead person are in there. You can't just dissolve that shit in salt water. Well, I know that saline isn't salt water, but exactly. But you can't just... that's not how it works.
Sabriel doesn't know that.
Yeah. It's fine.
It's really funny. All right. Who's up?
I do not intend to lean on that bit for the entire time.
No,
like,
it's a pretty good bit,
It's
though.
probably just a one and done.
It's a pretty good
but
bit, though.
I wanted there to be some sort of...
I like the idea. My thought was that, like, far away, Vi sneezes, unsure what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically
Yeah.
that, right? Like...
Yeah. So, if I am not mistaken, I'm up next. Mistaken.
Yes, you are.
And I want to go look at something that we haven't explored yet. And I'm going to introduce a secondary character who's a member of the Revolutionaries. I'm imagining that, you know, like Galador and Sabriel were able to connect up with them pretty quickly. and, that's how we got put up for the night. And the person who put us up, her name is Clarity Pardon. And she wasn't trying to pry, but it was probably pretty obvious that, like, there's something going on with Sabriel and Galador.
Yeah.
And I think she recommends, while we're in town, we go to see the Cercolage, which has set up in the fairgrounds. It's at least a well-known circus locally, and Clarity thinks that it could be fun, like a way to blow off steam and, like, recenter ourselves after, what has probably been really tough times for both of us, based on what she can gather. So
hell yeah.
Before you get too deep into the scene, August, Sam needs to give a marker.
Oh
for
shit,
that
that's
last
right.
Oh,
scene.
that's right.
Also, and another marker needs to go because you definitely used the motif, or one of the motifs.
Hell yeah. So I'm gonna give Galador the marker, because it was just a scene between the two of us. And
You can give a marker to anyone even if they're not there.
oh, interesting. I think I might give.
You can still give it to Galador if you want. I just want you to know you can give a marker to literally anything you want.
Interesting. Well, Vi already has enough markers, so.
But also, there's another marker to give out because one of the motifs got pinged, not just a scene has finished, so you give a marker.
The marks we leave on others?
That's what I was thinking.
We're so good at this.
We're so good at this.
So
Yeah.
I have
So good at game.
I have a point with the Cercolage here, which is that living Vi being a whatever the opposite of a soothsayer is, was intended to directly tie Vi into the circus.
Okay.
Tight.
So I am giving you the opening here. If you don't take it, I can take it for my next scene. I am giving you the opening here.
I think I'm gonna take that opening.
Okay.
So I kind of want to set up a little bit about Cercolage. I think that as we approach the fairgrounds, we hear music. I think that there's a little bit of a carnival that's set up around the main tents of the circus. You can see there are cogs walking around, there's barkers, there's people performing various acts of agility and dexterity, stilt walkers, jugglers, acrobats doing stuff, that kind of thing as we approach. And I'm imagining that, like, there are several stalls around, maybe a couple of smaller tents, but the main event, Big Top, is, I want to say, maybe 5 stories tall. The structure holding it up is made of, like, brassy metal, but, like, the walls of it, I'm imagining kind of like almost old-timey wallpaper with, like, fleur-de-lis mixed with clockwork, almost, like, kind of reminiscent of steampunk sort of aesthetic.
Love it.
Leaning into it being called the people here being called cogs.
Yes.
Love it.
Mm-hmm.
The detail that I had, because peep behind the curtain, I was the one that pitched the name Cercolage. That is the Polish word for an astrological clock. And I love the idea that if you were looking down on the circus, like the big top and its various games around it, it would look like a moving clock. And I love the notion that the big top is actually on a base that moves. All this mechanical stuff. You might not realize it. Maybe it moves too slowly to readily notice, but some very Cirque du Soleil shit.
Oh,
Like pieces of it move.
what if the way, like, it's all on a platform and the platform moves, and as you get embroiled in, like, the games and stuff and you get focused on it, you lose time and you get a little turned around and lost, so it's difficult for you to find your way out.
Yeah, like
ostensibly
how...
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say how the layouts of certain places, or even to be fair, a labyrinth is designed to take you to the center and then out again. Because that's the difference between a labyrinth and a maze. Mazes have dead ends, labyrinths don't. So
yeah, ostensibly it's like, if they keep you in there, you'll spend more money. But, there's a little bit of an edge to that.
Yeah, it's like the way casinos are laid out too. Like, so you lose track of time and you just get taken further in and like, oh, here's something else you can do with your money. So
I do also like the idea that it's like for the quote unquote innocent, and I mean this in the vaguest sense of the word. For the quote unquote innocent, it's a money pit. It's designed so that you just end up staying entrapped there. But for the targets, let's say, if there happens to be one, because I'm not saying there necessarily is, it works like a honeypot as well.
Oh, I love it.
It becomes a trap.
Sexy.
Same mechanic, but different intentions depending on who you are.
Very fun and sexy. I'm also gonna add a detail, but this one's another little slightly lighthearted one. Sabriel's definitely, like, gunning to win Galador a prize of something, like, cute and soft.
Fucking incredible.
I will win you a large teddy bear. Or the approximate...
Oh my god.
The approximation of it as given out by this spooky steampunk astrological whatever.
Astrological whatever.
You know what I mean.
All right. Yeah.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. So, I think we spend quite a bit of time. I don't want to speak to whether Sabriel's able to succeed at a carnival game.
He cheats. He uses his second sight and uses it some way to, like, go, that's how this is rigged. What?
So, I think when we find ourselves, I'm assuming that Living Vi has, like, a tent of Vi's own.
Yes.
And when we find ourselves here, I think the part of Galador's brain that, like, Vi was vaguely attached to kind of twigs onto Living Vi's presence, and Blade stops. And, like, probably in one arm, Galador has the obscenely large stuffed animal that Blade absolutely doesn't know what Blade's gonna do with.
Good.
The other hand has Sabriel's hand in it.
Aww.
And Blade, like, stops dead. So, like, if Sabriel's not paying attention, it's like, they're walking and then all of a sudden, like, yanked to a stop kind of thing. Yeah.
I think Sabriel's gonna stop and look around, and as soon as their eye catches on human, quote unquote, Vi,
No, I wouldn't say human, I would just say living.
Okay, Living Vi, I think they're gonna stop and, like, squint and, like, look away and go, oh, ow. Because it's just, like, somehow more intensely concentrated on this person that is person-shaped, at least, and, like, visible to people. This sort of, like, weird, fucked up, like...
This is for Welcome to Night Vale, people. This is man in the tan jacket, but antagonistic vibes.
Nice.
This is Hereafter T undersigned Esquire, but antagonistic vibes right
Sorry,
now.
but antagonistic. Hereafter. Are you sure that that's not just? that's just how.
Zach will be very sad.
No.
If you hear...
No, because Hereafter is not actively trying to make people look away. That's just the way that he is.
Oh, so it's like a don't look at me kind of like...
This is also the way that Vi is in general, but it is like actively pushing away as opposed to Hereafter, which is just kind of a hazy sort of vaguely menacing, friendly, but still kind of friendly vibe. Vi is vaguely menacing, but vaguely menacing. It's the cinnamon roll meme where it's like, looks like they could kill you and could also kill you.
Yeah. So just this, like, malevolent haze. I'm interested in what Mac, I'm thinking I'm going to let you decide this. What does Sabriel see through his second sight when he looks at Living Vi? As opposed to, what is different about Living Vi as opposed to Shadow Vi?
The signs of life are there. This is just like a general point that is true. You never met or interacted with Vi in the prison.
Mm-mm.
But Galador did, and Nezumi did. And there is a difference between that version, which was not dead, but not alive either. Vi wasn't alive. Vi didn't really have a heartbeat. Vi didn't really have life signs. This Vi is alive. This Vi has blood. Well, the other Vi had blood, but this Vi has, like, functional bodily systems. And there is, like, color there that wasn't there before. Through the second sight, you can see a lot of that. It is the same, but more intense and more saturated.
Probably gonna give him a pretty big headache if he looks too long at it. Like looking at the sun.
Yes.
Or I was going to say, do you remember, like, or if you get right up against a TV, like, so you can start seeing the pixels and it's just super bright and saturated, or like the old cathode style TVs when you're really close. It's like those bright spots.
And it's kind of staticky, too.
I love it. This is great.
Yeah.
This rules. Anyways,
Yeah.
Sabriel's gonna cover his second sight eye and be like,
Yeah, that's probably smart.
and like lean over to Galador and be like, what is that?
Galador
That's rude.
Galador, like, squeezes Sabriel's hand and looks at Living Vi and says, "How are you?"
You know?
And
what?
it's open, like, there's an implicit "how are you here" to that, but Galador doesn't say that. Blade just stops at "how are you?"
Vi just raises an eyebrow and is like, "How is anyone, I suppose?" And the voice is softer than you've ever heard before.
And Galador, like, looks to Sabriel and then looks back to Living Vi and is just like, "I know your name, but I don't know how you're here."
Well, I'm completely in the dark here, and I've never met you before, so it's lovely to meet you. My name is Sabriel. How do you do? He holds out a hand.
Vi does not take the hand and looks at Sabriel.
Sabriel's, like, averting his eyes slightly, but, like, keeping you within view.
Tiny smirk. And Vi looks at Galador and is like, "Well, you have me at a loss. You know my name, I don't know yours."
I think at this point, Galador kind of, like, takes a step back, and I'm trying to think.
God, I wish that Adrian were here. I'd be like, Vi's not lying. There is a note of familiarity, but that's it.
Mm-hmm. I think Galador, like, does a very, like, small bow and says, "I'm Galador Enderwall, sometimes known as Blade of the Compass."
And I would be the compass.
Well, that is information that you shouldn't give up so freely.
I just figured since Galador knew. Who are you to tell me what to do? I was being very polite introducing myself. So was this your... He sort of shifts sideways again. Am I to believe that this was your passenger? They look quite a bit, more corporeal than one would expect for a passenger of an incorporeal form.
Vi's not the same as the Vi I helped escape, but you're Vi, aren't you?
That is what many call me, and Vi, like, points up because Vi's sitting at Vi's stall.
Mm-hmm.
that has the name Vi Dumarche on it.
That's funny. Okay.
Does it say what Vi does, like, on the sign?
Yeah, I have to try to remember what I meant by the opposite of a soothsayer, because, like, it's not actually...
Because I've been wondering.
The opposite of a soothsayer is not actually what I meant. Vi is not a fortune teller. Vi is a secret keeper. Because Vi's whole thing was... I did some off-mic work on backstory. I may have mentioned this at some point. Vi was 1/3 of an unbreakable oath that somehow got broken.
Oh. That's very fun and sexy.
So secrets are kind of Vi's thing. Oaths are kind of Vi's thing. So, like, in a lighter world, Vi would officiate your wedding.
Mm-hmm.
But Vi is not that kind. So, no. Vi is a secret keeper, possibly also a secret teller. So you just fueled, like, a week's worth of... Well, I don't know if Sabriel being the compass is common knowledge, but if that was a secret... Oh, it is? Okay. I was gonna be like, if that was a secret...
His name in the organization is Our Compass. Like, that's how people...
okay.
That's how people, like, address him.
Yeah.
It's very culty. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I won't. You know what I should have... You know what it is? It's not the opposite of it. It is... The reason why I said the opposite of a soothsayer is because I wanted to ground Vi in the circus. What Vi actually is the opposite of an information broker. Yeah.
We love good narrative foils.
We love a good narrative foil. So yeah.
Same
so
suit, different faces.
Yes.
Very sexy.
Good.
Yes.
Where were we?
Vi, I think the last thing was Vi had just pointed at the sign, which probably also has some esoteric title for what Vi does here.
Mm-hmm.
Vi also does know the future, but more in the sense of Vi recognizes the past.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, Vi can glean future events from past secrets, but that's about what you've got there. It's not very reliable either.
Mm-hmm. Well, I appreciate your time. You've given me much to think about.
Sabriel pulls a notebook out of his pocket and scribbles a number down, or scribbles down a little bit of information and says, I would love to have a conversation with you about sort of gestures. All this seems fascinating.
Oh, my secrets aren't for sale.
He just sort of blinks and goes, I see I've misunderstood the nature of this interaction as a friendly one rather than a professional one. He raises a hand, he takes a step back and says, I will. In any case, if you need to talk, slides this like scrap of paper that has the information for where to find him or how to contact him. I bet it, you know what I bet it is? It's his communication number, or like his like communicator code. He's got like a shitty jailbroken communicator that's like untrackable. He just gave you his phone number. This is not a pickup. This is not a pickup. This is not a pickup. He's just so professionally fascinated by whatever the fuck is going on there, and one of his hobbies is, you know, the occult and tinkering.
Oh god. This is a bad combination.
As soon as I realized that Vi and Sabriel had never interacted before, I was like, he's about to be real fucking weird about this, huh?
Yeah.
But it's a good...
I'm adding a tag on Vi really quick.
Fuck yeah.
Which docks one of my markers.
I still don't have 3 full tags.
That's fine. You don't need them.
Okay.
I mean, you would need them if we were playing brand new characters, but like we're playing established characters, it's fine.
Gotcha. I'm gonna update my relationship with Vi to fascinating, but mysterious.
Nice.
Because now I no longer don't know who Vi is.
Do we wanna, is there anything else you want to do with the scene, August?
Nope. I think that scene. I'm going to quickly transmute one of my markers to a tag because of this interaction. Just because I think that Galador is going down a particular path. The new tag is Curiosity killed the cat, but Satisfaction brought it back.
Hell yeah.
Oh boy. Oh.
Fuck yeah.
This is a rabbit hole that Galador is going to go down, but I think that that is the end of the scene. So I want to give the fairgrounds a marker.
Hell yeah.
And let's see. I don't think I really... Did we hit either pulled threads or fractures here?
Nah.
Yeah, so I don't think we really hit any motifs, so we'll leave that marker, leave it just at that marker.
Okay.
All right. Mac is up.
Yeah. I am going to deliberately ping motifs here.
Hell yeah. Let's go.
That's gonna be, this is gonna be a quick one, cause I just kind of fucking around and finding out on the fringe.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of just like Vi trying to push the boundaries of what Vi is currently able to do, and the living Vi dreams of this happening. What I'm thinking here is that the shadow is kind of pushing against the deep a little bit, just like kind of like back and forth, and Vi can hear the carnival music that is filtering in through the living Vi's dreams. So it's a feedback loop here. So the living Vi is dreaming of the shadow kind of like pushing against the boundaries between the heart and the deep with the portal, and the shadow Vi is hearing the background hum of the carnival. And I don't think anything necessarily comes of it, but you know what comes of it is Vi can recognize a kindred spirit in the beating heart of the portal. There is something it's not Vi. The portal is not Vi. That's stupid. Why would I do that? But it's there is a similarity. There is that note of recognition. That, oh, I know you. I know, you know.
Mm-hmm.
We are the same, even if we are not exactly the same. And I am going to give the portal the motif marker. And I think I'm going to give Nezumi the scene marker. Because I think there's a fair bit of bleed there, too. Sorry!
Did you just add it there?
Yeah, I just added it.
Cool. I just didn't want to add it by accident if it was already there.
Yeah. Nope, I gave it to you.
I know it's my turn. I'm consulting. That was the weirdest pronunciation of that word I think I've ever done. I've pulled a card from the Oracle, and I'm needing to find out what it means. Because I am using the...
That's Oracles, baby.
That's the alley man for you.
Yeah, the alley man is...
Yeah, there's a lot of cards that aren't instantly recognizable, so I've got to go looking at what it means.
Yeah, the alley man is very much a vibes only. I should have got a vibe check for this one.
You can do it now.
I mean, I can, but it's not quite the same.
I'm gonna do a vibe check.
I'm gonna get a vibe check.
So, the card I pulled was the Traitor.
Oh, for fuck's sakes!
A card that truly just speaks for itself. The Traitor is someone who is going to backstab you, or a sign that you are going to backstab someone else.
Oh,
So that's
fun.
Yeah, right? Let me look at the scene types. Because really I was looking for inspiration for the scene. So...
Wild.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Ellie man.
Thanks, Ally man. I think what this is, and anyone is welcome to join in as either a secondary character or as themselves. But as Nezumi starts researching and sending out feelers for like splintered essence and like trying to reunite things so they become whole again, I think what this is Terminus comes up on Fair Radar. And while Nesmi's pretty decently established at this point, Faye also hasn't been hearing Concertus that long. It's their particular skills and the connections they already had that have allowed them to get this footing in place. So I don't think there's been any need for dealings with Terminus yet. But I thought that maybe what this is, he comes across like a pamphlet or like some of their literature that talks about things becoming reunited and like being made whole. Because that's some good religious bollocks. No offense, men, but it's just like that kind of... I shouldn't say religious bollocks. I should say pseudo-Christian bollocks, quite frankly.
There we go.
Hell yeah.
Mhm.
My apologies.
We love a good pseudo-Catholic bullshit.
There are also like plenty of there are plenty of other beliefs that involve like reaching a higher level of like awareness and becoming whole and like achieving nirvana and stuff like that. I'm talking more about very specifically sort of Christian beliefs, and also that I got a really irritating piece of shit through my door today from the local Church of Latter-day Saints. So, you know, they suck. Leave me alone. But I think what this is, and I think they have to leave, or it just makes it clear to Vi that if they're going somewhere and they don't know what it's going to be like there. Like, in terms of light levels and things like that. And so to be aware that there could be weird bullshit. Oh. And while they're very weird that V by V's very nature is weird bullshit, sometimes those things don't mesh. So...
There's very much this sense of just like, why? For what purpose?
Because stopped clocks are right twice a day. Because often fools will find truths. And because if this group is a threat, I would like to know about it.
Suit yourself, I suppose.
I'll be fine.
You had better be.
I will very pointedly... like, there are like at least 5 different blades secreted amongst Nezumi's outfit. Like, in the lining of a coat sleeve, like, pinned up in their hair. There's definitely one in the heel of the shoe. Like, it's good, is my point. This is not at all my vibe, Jade. Just like, yes, many knives. Oh, do you remember that noble with all the knives? Ah, yes, the Marquis to all the knives. I'm sorry, that's for my fellow Mechanisms fans of a line that always makes me laugh. So, without fail. Anywho.
They can only do so much to help you.
I know.
Just keep your eyes open, because I can't.
They always are. And I sort of gently tap on my, below my right eye. You know I see plenty. This is also worse than the last time Vi saw. It used to only do that sometimes. Now it's just always like it.
Oh yeah, Vi's not concerned about that.
Mm-hmm. That's not worrisome.
I would love to know what's up with Nezumi's fucked up eye.
I love that of all of the people in this group, Vi is the one without a fucked up eye.
Vi is fucked up in so many other ways.
Yeah! That was gonna be the next joke that I made, but yes.
For clarity, Sam, Nezumi's eye is like that because Faye absorbed the tomes from the Library of the Goddess of Law.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, that was a great time. That was also where Cordelia lost all of her memories and Vi fractured.
Mm-hmm. Well, good time.
Yeah, y'all had a great time in that fucked up place, huh? Does it do anything, or is it just like that?
No, Nezumi just has an extreme amount of knowledge about law and also is tapped into pretty much every book of law written.
Fun.
And will be written. It's there's a specific reason why I described it as inky black.
I see.
But if somebody wants to be like a person at Terminus,
So,
or we can just keep this vague. Oh yeah, no, yes, August, please.
I have a name.
Mm-hmm.
Jonah Konyetz.
Ooh, good name.
Okay, I am going to ask one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Can we change the first name only because it's too close to Jonah Magnus and I can't?
Okay. Let's see.
Terminus is already too much like the end. I can't have, like...
Okay.
I know that Jonah Magnus is not the avatar of the end, but, like, I got it. We gotta...
I get you.
We can't do this.
Let's just do John Konyetz. No, that's still a Magnus Archives. Isn't
James?
It? Yeah. Yeah, James.
Julian?
James is good.
Or Julian.
Oh, Julian Konyetz. That sounds great.
That sounds amazing.
That's great. That's great. That's perfect.
Uses they them pronouns. I think that Julian is a lankier person, not as lanky as Sabriel, but kind of lanky, and I think that they're not like in a leadership position, but they're like one of the people who's like out distributing literature.
Mm-hmm.
We have Julian, and Julian is very happy to see anyone who might have ears and could listen. So
Yeah, I think it's like not quite as guileless as, oh, what is all this about? But it's very sort of like in that vibe of somebody. It's like Nezumi's putting that energy out there.
Mm-hmm.
Because if someone comes to Fair, that's much less suspicious than Fair going up to somebody else. So yeah, just glances over as if curious and then goes back to what. Where do we think Terminus is based, by the way? Or are there a few of these folks like in the shopping district or whatever? Or like they're standing outside Portal Authority Terminal?
I feel like it might be a case of like standing outside a Portal Authority terminal.
Mm-hmm.
Proselytizing, fuck's sake.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. In that way that you often see like those sort of street preachers, like just outside spots they know are going to be busy.
Yeah.
Mm. God, I hate them already.
Me too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't think Julian is doing the whole like the end is coming or anything like that, or has any signs like that, but you know, like just being very jovial and approaching people and being like, hi, how are you? I just wanted to say that how would they phrase it? Because I want it to be something that's not threatening, but something that's like
the comfort that comes in knowing that all things end.
Yeah, exactly. Very, very like positive nihilism almost. Like all things come to an end, and isn't it great that we have all that in common?
Sorry, I just put the exact vine that I think hits this note into the chat.
Oh my god.
And I will post this on Twitter sans context. I promise.
Yeah.
But it is just this vine.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm
Love
tweeting
that.
it right now.
Perfect.
You're all going to hell. Bye.
Goodbye.
That's definitely the vibe.
Yeah. Oh, I know what it is. Like, Nezumi's picking up a delivery of something for the shop that's come in. And so has got that, and then just sort of maybe does the typical, like, drop something or looks like is struggling to hold on to something. Right near this very helpful young person who's so positive.
And Julian definitely sees Nezumi, quote unquote, struggling and is just right there and is just like, do you need a hand?
That would be genuinely helpful, thank you.
At first, Julian, like, gets a little mischievous look on their face and does a couple of little claps and then goes to help for real.
Much appreciated.
Just to be a little bit of a shit.
A little bit of a shit. No, I get you. Yeah, most people are too busy to stop and help, so I appreciate it. Thank you.
Of course, no problem. It's always nice to help people where you can, especially when our time is so limited. We might as well make the best of it before we all become one. It would make the oneness much sweeter.
I don't think I've had that take before. Interesting. And gives like that well-practiced smile that looks pretty genuine.
Mm-hmm. And Julian, smiles back, and it does look genuine as well. But I think this is where they take the opportunity, like, since Nezumi appears to be receptive, they take the opportunity to kind of launch into a little bit of the spiel about, everything's going to come to an end, and this is a good thing. I'm just paraphrasing because I can't come up with really flowery ways to put this, but,
Sure.
It's a great thing.
Abstracting is valid, so.
Yeah. It's a great thing that, everything ends, because that means that everything can be together as one. And, here's, if this is interesting to you, here's where you can go. We can talk at more length, that kind of thing. Somehow slips a piece of literature into whatever they're helping with.
Mm-hmm. I'll bear that in mind. Thank you. They very much don't give their name to this kid.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Nezumi's distinctive enough looking as it is, and they do dress to sort of hide that eye, like the sweep of hair worn forward. So.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Yeah, I like it. Just sort of like that, walking away with that information. Fairly certain, like, this is not quite the vibe, but also to be aware of these people.
Sounds good.
Yeah, and it's gonna maybe then just like see if in this literature, if Terminus is just based around here and how long they have been here and all of that sort of vibe. Because trying to suss out. IJ'd already have an idea brewing, and now Nezumi's just got to get to the same point, justified within canon.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, I feel that.
Sounds good.
all right, that's me. I will give a marker to Terminus, because I think that shit's interesting.
Sounds good.
All right, that's me.
It's August, and I just wanted to thank you for listening. If you've enjoyed us, please consider leaving a rating on your podcast platform of choice, telling your friends about us, or tweeting about us using the FTLcast hashtag. We are also part of a nonprofit podcasting guild called Standing Stones Productions. We do a variety of shows, including The Room Where It Happened and Dumb Kids Playing Hero, 2 actual play shows, and a Steven Universe discussion podcast called Gay Space Rocks. We also do live streams at twitch.tv/StandingStonesProd. You can keep up with everything that we do on Twitter at Stones_standing. Unfortunately, Standing Stones was already taken. Your support means a lot. Thanks again!